Hey guys, it's Macy's Dollies and welcome back to How to Make a BJD Part 4. We will continue where we left off pretty much. So here we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little channel for the elastic to go through so she can sit down. I will not be cutting all the way on this line, but this was just a little mock-up so I could tell where I want that line to go when she'll sit. So I'll cut that and I'll be right back. And there we go. All the way through. Let's do a test stringing and see if they work and what adjustments they need. So here are the thigh joints in their test stringing. She is able to sit just like I want her to, and I love, love, love how close her thighs can get. I like that they can like pretty much almost touch. And yeah. Sorry for like the awkward holding. I can't hold the strings as tight as they need to be, but the joints work just how I want them to. So yeah, the next thing I want to work on is going to be, my next step I want to work on is going to be sanding her down and making her all nice and smooth. See, like with the torso piece, she's still pretty bumpy and all that. Well, my next thing is I'm gonna start sanding, and then once I have her body smoothed, I'm going to go back and fix any cracks. Like with this piece, her arm cracked a little bit, so I'm gonna go back and fix that. And then I'm going to focus on her hands and feet, on sculpting those pieces. And then I'm also going to focus on her knee joints, on sculpting those and getting those fixed. And then the last thing I'll work on is her head. So let's go from there. So a quick intermission in this video. I switched from doing her on the floor and making a mess of my carpet to I bought a new table. So this table set aside just for her to work on her. I've already started sanding her, but she could see by that. And I've started sanding her, so I'm gonna sand her and then fix her knee joints and sand her again and work on her hands, sand her again, work on her feet and so forth. And I also got a little tripod thing. So yeah, be able to hold things better and you won't get a shaky hand. And that's where I do my face-ups. When I do face-ups, that doesn't make any sense, but ignore those other two bodies. They're just practice. I'm really proud of this one though. Yeah. Intermission over. Back to Genesis. Okay, so what I'm doing as far as sanding is I have all of her body parts on this side of the table, of this side of my little workstation, and as I sand them one piece at a time, I'm going to move them over. That way I don't get hyper focused on getting everything sanded at one time. I can focus on one piece at a time and put it down, focus on the next piece, put it down, and so forth. And then whenever I get all the pieces over to this side, I'll repeat the process, but I'll bring it one piece at a time, sand it, and bring it back over here, one piece at a time, back over here, just for my own sake of mine, and I don't get confused about what I'm sanding and what I'm not. But that's just how I'm doing it, because I am very easily distracted. I'll be like, oh, this part needs sanding, and then this part, but I didn't finish this part. So yeah, it's just how I help myself focus. So I decided to do a quick test stringing of Mini Jenny in between sanding, because sanding takes a long time and I got a little bored. But I love how she's turning out. A couple places I need work for my personal preference is her head needs a little work, as far as mobility, and the neck needs to be a little worked on. I don't know if it needs to be thicker or shorter or what. Thinking maybe a little shorter. obviously I still need to do the knee joints. She can't sit very well, and I think it's because the elastic channels aren't going down far enough, or they aren't thick enough for the elastic to slip into those little notches. Because here, let me do this two-handed. Okay, I put my phone on the tripod. Okay, so you can hear it slip into the channels, and it looks like she'll sit, but then she leans back, and I think it's because those channels just aren't far enough down or big enough for the elastic to slip through easily. So I've got to fix that. And then as far as the rest of her goes, I quite like all of it. I do think I'm going to shorten the neck a little bit, just because now that her head's on the body, it kind of looks like she's got a little bit of a giraffe neck, but there's nothing wrong with that. But she can... Oh no! Sorry about that. Hold on just a second. Sorry, my tripod started slipping. But yeah, I think that if her head were down like right there, it'd be a lot better. Other than that, I really, really love how she's turning out. I want to get that line completely sanded away. I'm going to put her faceplate here for now. She's not completely smooth yet, but she's getting there. And I love her. Considering doing something with the arm so that way these joints don't slip around like that and you don't have to fight with them, but I'm not sure yet, because she posed very nicely. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it here for this update. This is the end of part 4. In the next part, I will continue sanding her, work out the kinks, and all of that goodness. And maybe in the future, I'll start spraying her with primer and finishing her up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to know what I'm doing, follow me on Instagram, because I post more over there in my stories. And I hope y'all have a great day. Go love your dolls.